Hello guys, welcome to Silverstone, and today we're going to be in the Williams FW37.
Yep, this is by Formula Corsa, and it's an absolutely fantastic mod. But then again, what else do you expect from Formula Corsa? I mean, you're not gonna get any half quality. What do they call them? Half baked jobs, I suppose.
Half jobs.
Yeah, half a job. Yeah.
No, it's not called half. It's called half baked.
It's half baked, isn't it? Yeah.
I thought it's half jobs.
No. Yeah, it's just a half baked job. No, you don't get that from Formula Corsa. And as always, they have delivered a fantastic mod. I'm just gonna say that before we even talk about what exactly it is. It's a fantastic mod, and again, just like the Williams FW37 that they did and the FF2015 GP2 cars, it's top of the class. It really is. So we're just going to take it out for a spin. We've done this pre-recorded just because we had some time to kill at the start, so we just decided to do a bit of pre-recording.
And a lot of practicing as well.
Actually, no, that was it.
It wasn't practicing, it was just having a little bit of more.
Yeah.
I
was going to say, this is it. This is the first time I'm driving the car. So straight out of the pits, not really done any practice on it. I thought it would be good to take it out and just see what it's like firsthand without having done loads and laps and knowing exactly how to drive it. It also makes for good observations. So I think we should just get started first with its specs.
So obviously it's a 2015 FW37 Williams car. It features a Mercedes powered engine. Apparently it's a hybrid car as well, isn't it? So
yeah, same as all the other cars this year. They're all hybrid.
Yeah. So obviously I believe it's got 600 bhp from the engine itself, and then it produces 161 from the electric motor, which is it a Williams motor?
No, that's all part of Mercedes high performance powertrain. So that Mercedes HPP makes all of that. Now it's really interesting that you say that, because I think, and maybe it isn't in this mod, but watching the Formula 1, I think Mercedes have got more than how much is 600?
600 from
I think they've got more than 600 from the engine. I think they're pulling about 630.
It must have been developed when they keep racing, isn't it?
I think they're pulling about 630 from that engine, not 600.
And it has the lovely V6 engine.
Yeah.
Lovely. I'm talking about lovely.
I think
all you can hear is a turbo.
I think, I'm not good at this, but I think just maybe he might have been sarcastic. Just maybe.
No.
Right. But it's a 6-cylinder, 1.6 litre V6, and we say it all the time whenever we review a mod that's got a V6 Formula 1 car. It's not nice.
Well, it doesn't sound good, does it?
Yeah,
I mean, that's probably the only drawback.
Not the mod. The mod is very accurate to...
But
actually, no, I don't think that's the only drawback. I mean, it's not just that it doesn't sound good. They're just not fast. The cars are just not fast.
Not as they used to be.
No, but if there was a good sound to it, you could look past
sort
that.
of, yeah, a little bit. I think you would look... I mean, one thing that I have done, and you'll be able to see in the little replay box that we've got, I hope we've remembered to put the replay box up. If not, you're not going to be able to see it, and we do apologise. The car looks nicer than it did last year. They have fixed that one thing. Gone are those ugly noses, albeit the front of this car does have a little bit of a sort of a stub.
Yeah, but wasn't the anteater nose?
But yeah, the anteater noses are long gone. They're history.
They were hideous.
So progress.
Yeah.
Very slow progress. The car itself weighs what? About 702 kilos.
Pretty light car, yeah.
So it's a light car, but I mean it's heavier than cars of the previous generations.
Yeah. How much did they used to weigh?
600, 650. Some of them were even, I think, go back enough, and you were getting 550 kilo cars. It's rear-wheel drive, as all Formula 1 cars are, and it's got an 8-speed semi-automatic gearbox, which in the mod, as per the FIA regulations, you cannot modify. The gear ratios are locked in. So, I don't know, guess it's a little bit annoying that you can't modify them, but it is the regulations, and so you're stuck with the gears that you've got.
Would it be nice to sort of, if you could?
You used to be able to. I think the regulations state that you can modify the gear ratios once per season.
No, but I'm not talking about what FIA regulations are. It'd be nice if you could sort of
in the game, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be nice. But then again, we are looking for accuracy here. So if the regulations state you can't do it, you can't do it.
Yeah, but this is a simulator. You should be able to, because the other cars allow you to change the gear ratios.
That's because they're not under those regulations. So the old Formula 1 cars weren't under those regulations. You could change the gear ratios all the time.
So how about the other Formula cars that we've got in Assetto Corsa?
None of them are from this year.
Okay, so it's a new
so
thing
only this year.
It's this year that they said that you can't change the gear ratios anymore. Which is why they.
I guess it's fair, because if you do change the gear ratios, that means some cars be much more faster than the others.
That's the point. And for different tracks, you can get the most power.
I guess it's a fair point then.
I don't like I like the fact that you used to be able to change gear ratios. It really used to show, it was an additional challenge for the engineers to say, look, how fast can we get this car on this track? Can you imagine, this is Silverstone. It's not the most technical of tracks, but it does have quite, like for here, it's got quite a lot of technical aspects to it. So you've got to be quite careful in those low gears. But what about Monza? Monza's just got a couple of chicanes and huge corners and a huge straight.
I reckon you could break that record.
Well, with the gear ratios, you can't change them between it.
If you could.
If you could, exactly. You could be doing. I mean, I think this car can get up to 223 miles an hour, which is still very fast. But if it can get up to 223 miles an hour with this gear ratio setup, at Monza it should easily be hitting 230. Yeah, but it won't be able to because it'll be stuck at 223. And that's a bit, that's an annoyance. But we're getting away from the mod here and sort of talking more about FIA's regulations, which we could probably go on for forever. I'm glad that they're changing them over the next couple of years. So I think enough about regulations and specs and all that. Observations. What is this car like? First of all, I think the steering wheel. Last time we were reviewing a new style Formula car. Do you remember the steering wheel had that huge HUD in the middle?
Oh yeah.
Well, Williams have done this, and I like it. They've got the HUD, but the steering wheel is not attached to the HUD.
Can you see? It's separate.
Yeah.
It's a separate unit.
Yeah. Tell you what,
I
do actually like that. I think it's better.
It looks so much nicer, doesn't it? And doesn't that remind you of the older steering wheels now?
It kind of reminds you of a, well, this is a bit silly, but it is a race car. But as in, if you see touring cars, they've got that similar thing.
Yeah. No, you are right.
Exactly how
it's got a very touring car style where the HUD is forward of the steering wheel. You are right on that.
I think that's better in a way,
think
because
it's better.
if you think about it, when you're driving, as in wherever the wheel turns, you won't be able to see that HUD. It'll keep changing wherever that goes.
Then again, in this case, where I'm fishtailing here, I can't see the HUD when I've got my hand.
I was going to say that there is a disadvantage. It's not always visible.
Yeah. I think it could be more lit up. That's one thing. It does get a bit dark, but again, if it doesn't have a backlight in real life, that's what we've got to deal with.
Yeah.
What I did like though, when I did start reading what was on the HUD, it has got so much information, and all of it actually works. It's got the lap delta on there as I spin around. So I'm spinning around to try and get in the sunlight so you guys can see the HUD. No. It's got the lap delta, it's got the gears, obviously you've got the LED indicator, it's got the speed you're doing, it's got the tyre pressures, it's got your last lap time. It's even got, in the middle, can you see that little bar charging up, and then it's got 45, 40.
Yeah.
That is actually your ERS, so your electrical power.
Wow.
Whether it's charging or not, how much it's charging, and how much power you've got left.
You know what I was fascinated by?
That is cool.
What I was fascinated by is that this motor, is it the electric motor that gets charged by the braking system?
Yes, it's a regenerative braking system.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It used to be called KERS, Kinetic Energy Recovery System. It's now called ERS because someone dropped the K. So it's now just an energy recovery system.
It's exactly the same thing.
Almost.
Wow.
It's got this. The problem is because there's turbo engines, and I'm sure you can hear the turbo.
Isn't kinetic movement? As in, it uses the wheels to power.
Well, that's the same thing, but now it's sort of it works on the turbo as well.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's sort of, they decided to get rid of it calling it KERS and decided to call it ERS. Doesn't sound as, it's sort of like
doesn't sound as good. No.
But yeah, but it's fairly good. Another thing that we should probably mention before we start talking more about this car, it does have an optional texture pack, 8K resolution. I haven't tried it. I think I might try it afterwards. I just wonder how superbly detailed that's going to be. It's going to be so crisp.
Yeah.
So that does, for those of you who've got really powerful machines.
I was just gonna say it depends on what PCs you've got as well.
I mean, I will probably try it on this and take a look and see what the effect is. If it doesn't have much of an effect, then it'd be okay.
Well, to get the best out of the 8K, obviously you need an 8K TV or screen, whatever you're using.
Well, yeah, that would be
8K.
one thing, but I mean,
it's
the resolution, it's the texture resolution, so you can have higher texture resolution.
Are we not just in 4K at the moment?
Yeah, well, 8K is being announced quite recently, so
not a lot of people can have that anyway.
Well, not many people have 4K.
Yeah,
so.
I've still got 1080, so
yeah, I mean, my laptop can output 4K, but it's 1080, 1920 or 1080. So, going back to the car, like we said, the noise is a bit, but the accuracy of it.
It's fantastic.
Top notch.
As expected.
There was something I think in the lower rev range, it did sound just slightly odd, especially when it was idling and going from idle to the early revs. It did sound a little bit odd, but again, this isn't a fully finished product, so I can expect that there may be a little bit of sound changes there. Apart from that, it was fine throughout the entire thing. It was quiet. That was one thing. It was quiet.
Well, one thing I did notice was your braking with this car.
Yeah.
There was a bit of locking up, wasn't there?
Yeah, there is a tendency to lock the rear brakes. I think at a couple of points in here you may have seen me shift the brake bias a little bit, a couple of percent more forward. There is a tendency to lock the rear brakes when you're pressing the brakes. I don't think I ever press the brakes fully in. Here's a very common point. So if you look behind, okay, this is the one lap I didn't lock the brakes. Well, I think I maybe have slightly locked them, but it didn't have, it really needed the brake bias a little bit more forward. But if you put the brake bias to about, I think it started at 55%. I moved it back to 58 because at 55 I found that it was very oversteery. So oversteery, so I thought, okay, let me just change that up. I put it back to 58 and it was too oversteery, so I thought let me bring it forward again. And I brought it a little bit forward. I seem to have dialed out a fair amount. I think I've got myself a fine balance, and I think I had it at about 57.5 or 57, somewhere around there. It's okay. The thing is, when you spin out, obviously you're going to end up in first and second gear again. Now, first and second gear are very torquey.
You need to shift quickly, don't you?
Yeah, you need to be very, either you short shift up into third, or you're very, very careful on the power. Full throttle, first, second gear, just don't try.
No chance, yeah.
Don't try unless you're, already got a lot of grip coming out of a corner. Then you might be able to put full throttle. But if you're starting to move off, first and second gear, full throttle is really going to be quite a challenge. So you need to be careful of that. But otherwise, downforce, fairly good.
I mean, talking about short shifting.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even sort of into the corners as well because you are tending to spin as well.
Yeah, exactly. When, like I said, when you're braking, you sort of need to be careful that when you see what happens is you brake, you short shift, so you go, okay, I've got down the gears, quick, I'm braking, I'm oversteering, let me put my foot down and try and counter. There's so much power, you just spin off in the opposite direction, so you need to be careful about that. But the car's still well balanced. It was a well balanced car. Just have to. There you go again. You can see a bit of fishtailing.
Yeah.
Go on, you were.
I was just thinking,
Now I'm backwards.
Yeah, I mean the short shifting.
Yeah.
You've got to be very careful because if you get it wrong, you're in the ditch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you short shift, everyone will go past you if you get it wrong. You long shift and you're going backwards and everyone goes past you. Then you have to spin up. You have to turn around.
It's just that little bit, and you've got to get. Once you get it right, you're.
Once you're underway,
yeah,
like you said, you're fine. You're fine. And obviously, Massa and Bottas, who are the drivers for this year, they've got it down. Obviously, they're Formula 1 drivers. They've got it down. Massa's had it down since 2006. Or actually earlier than 2006, I think. And I would say that this, I think, at the moment, is the third fastest car on the grid after Mercedes and Ferrari.
I'm surprised Ferrari is actually first.
Ferrari's not first.
Mercedes.
One of the fastest cars then.
Yeah, Ferrari are almost as fast as Mercedes. I think they've got the aerodynamics and they're down on power. Then again, the same can be said about McLaren. McLaren are so bad right now. They're lounging around with, actually, their cars in the last race, which was Canada, neither of their cars finished. They just retired both cars. And the thing is, that one, when you look at the aerodynamics, you think that car is very, very balanced and well-made car. But the engine is just horrible. And Red Bull are having the same problem. Williams were having the same problem when they had a Renault engine. So they had a Cosworth engine, sorry. And then they went to Mercedes and look at them now. Yeah, they're really strong. Last year they were strong. This year they're strong. Ferrari have overtaken them. But then again, Ferrari's a manufacturer. What do they call them? They're a works team. Yeah. They have so much resources at. Williams is not really a works team, it's a publicly owned team.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, we are having, when we're talking about short shifting, we're actually having we're actually not complaining, we're talking about the actual
the way
car.
you have to drive it,
yeah, not the mod.
Yeah, the mod
is perfect.
Represents this car, perfectly.
Yeah.
It's a very, very high. What's that word I used last time?
Accurate.
It was the fidelity. That was the word that I used like some episodes ago. It is a very accurate model, and it's a very accurate sound, very accurate textures. Physics are very accurate. I can't say it's 100% because I haven't driven a Formula 1 car, but I know what they're supposed to drive like. I know what they're supposed to feel like. So in that thing, it is very, very good.
So I don't really think we're criticizing the mod itself. It's just we're criticizing the car as in.
Actually,
as a
I'm
general.
not criticizing the car at all. I'm criticizing the sound the car makes.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing the car at all.
No,
No, but as,
like the car.
as a whole, we're talking about the car, isn't
Yeah.
it? Not really the mod. The mod, I think, is done to perfect. Well, not
Yeah.
perfection, but a very good job by Formula Corsa.
And I think
as usual.
I think with that, what we are going to do is we'll rate the car, and then we will switch you over to a final lap, and I'll put this car along with one of its predecessors, the FW-37, and you guys can enjoy the V8 versus the V6. So before we finish, we're going through Beckett's now. What's your rating?
I'm gonna give it an A.
An A. So
Yeah.
pretty much like what we gave the last one.
Yeah.
You're gonna give this car an A.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'll give it a B plus.
B plus. That's the lowest grade we've ever given Formula Corsa.
I don't think. Okay, the only thing why I give the mod an A.
That's
but
what
the
we're
car,
talking about. No,
sorry,
we're not talking about that. We're
I'm
talking
sorry,
about mod.
Yeah, the mod is an A then. Yeah.
I think same
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Mods an A. Why do we even bother rating Formula Corsa mods? Every single one we've had
Should
is
be a
absolutely
A, yeah.
brilliant.
It's
So
they do work hard. It's it's a lot of work.
yeah, and you know, if you
so-
can donate or support to their team,
Yeah.
please do so. And I think I'm about to spin here. So as I spin, if I remember this correctly, I will say thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa, and leave a comment in our comments box below letting me know what you think. We'll switch to the double view.